Welcome, dear students. Welcome to NCERT Smart Class. Today we are going to discuss the topic the Earth in the Solar System in your geography textbook. Fine. This is on page number 1. We are going to cover this lesson today. Please pay attention. This is all about our solar system and how our planet Earth is placed in the solar system. That's what we are going to study. Okay, before that, a small introduction about the lesson. Fine. Now, when we look at the sky, what we notice? We notice stars at night time, moon at night time, and sun during daytime. This is what we usually see in the sky, right? Now, you have to think deeply about the shining stars. Why are they very small? Why they twinkle? And what about the sun? Why is it very hot? All these questions should come to your mind. Fine. Now, just think about the stars. They are like diamonds studded in the sky. They twinkle. Some of the stars twinkle, some will not. Why the stars are very tiny in size? It is mainly because they are far away from our planet, very, very far away. That's why it looks very small and they are shining bright. Fine. If you consider the moon, you can see different shapes and different positions of moon. Fine. You have to think about this now. This is all because we see full moon, that is Purnima, and new moon night, that is Amavasya. Okay. How the shape, how the size changes, this phenomena also, it's the right time that we are going to discuss. Now, these objects that you see in the sky, especially during night time, the stars and the moon, different questions we have. Yes, and we have answer for all these questions if we read this lesson, right? The sun, the moon, and all objects shining in the night time, we call them as celestial bodies. What do we call it as? Celestial bodies. I repeat, the sun, the moon, and all those objects shining in the night sky, we call it as celestial bodies. Fine. Now, some celestial bodies are very big and hot. They are made up of gases. They have their own heat and light, which they emit in large amounts. Fine. Now, these celestial bodies, just now we discussed, yeah, the sun, the moon are all celestial bodies. They are, very large in size. They are very big and they are hot. They have heat and light in their own. We call them as stars. Sun is a star. They have heat, they have light. But moon is not a star. Okay. Moon does not have its own heat and light. It reflects the light of the sun. Fine. This is something important that you should think about the celestial bodies. Now at night time we see countless twinkling stars, but we do not feel the heat. Why? We said stars have heat, they are very big in size, but still we do not feel the heat because, as I said you earlier, they are far away, very, very far away. That's why we do not feel the heat of the stars. Fine. The next page, page number 2. Hope page number 1 I have given a brief explanation. Now we are moving on to page number 2. Now, when we look at the sky, we can see aeroplanes flying in the sky. We see them in a very, very small size, like a toy. But actually, the size of aeroplane, it is very big. Why do we say it very small size? Because it's very far away from us, obviously. Obvious reason. Likewise, stars also, they look tiny because they are far away from us. When we look at the sky, we can see some figures formed by the stars. You can see like some drawings. We call it as constellations. Again I am repeating, group of stars that form some pattern, we call it as constellations. Now look at this, the picture that's given in your textbook, a girl looking at the sky. She can see some group of stars. Fine. If you find some pattern, we call it as constellations. Okay, some examples I am going to give you regarding this constellations. Ursa Major or Big Bear is one such constellation. Now in this book, the picture that you are seeing is a group of 7 stars. You count the numbers, 7 stars. We call it as Saptarishi. Sapta means 7, Rishi means sages. So the group of 7 stars you can see in the sky, we call it as Saptarishi. Yeah, from that pointing edge, you can see the pole star. See how you have to look at the pole star. It's just like this. First you have to locate the Saptarishi, that is group of 7 stars, and from there you have to look at the north direction. You can see the pole star. Fine. This is how we located the pole star. It always points to the north direction. Yes. Next point. Some celestial bodies do not have their own heat and light. Yeah, we are coming on to a very important topic now. Celestial bodies which do not have their own heat and light, but they reflect the light of stars. We call those bodies as planets. Okay, planets do not have heat and light of their own. Actually, we can discuss about our planet Earth. It borrows the heat and light of sun, and that's what we are getting. Okay, so it is actually reflecting the light of star. Sun is also a star, right? So you should know the planet word comes from Greek word planetai, which means wanderers. Wanderers are people who move from place to place. From that Greek word only we get this word planet. Okay, fine. This earth where we are living, we get heat and light from the sun. Why? Because it is our nearest star. That's why we are getting heat and light from the sun. Our planet do not have its own heat and light. This point is very, very important. You have to understand. And moon will appear to be shining just now. See here. Now our natural satellite for earth, that is moon, is our natural satellite. Now moon also rotates around the earth. This is our natural satellite. You know, if we look into our solar system, we have sun, 8 planets, satellites, and some other celestial bodies as asteroids, meteoroids. All these together make up our solar system. I repeat, the sun, 8 planets, satellites, and some other celestial bodies known as asteroids, meteoroids form our solar system. Now look at the picture given in page number 3. It gives you a very clear explanation about the solar system. And under this picture, what they have given you is the outer planets and inner planets. You can see the list. Inner planets means planets that are close to the sun. Outer planets very, very far away from the sun. They are made up of gases and liquids. You have to find out the inner planets and outer planets. Also look at the solar system. Fine. Now one by one solar system we are going to study. See here page number 4. The sun. Sun is in the center of the solar system. Now we saw the picture. It's very clear that sun is at the center. It is huge and made up of extremely hot gases. We have a pulling force. Okay, that sun's pulling force only binds the total solar system together. Otherwise, the planets may fall off. It moves away from the orbit. How is it the planet moving exactly on the orbit? It is because of the pulling force of the sun. Because it is extremely hot, made up of hot gases. Then, how far is the sun away from the earth? It is about 150 million kilometers away from the earth. Please underline that and give a reading. And then the planets. What are the 8 planets? You know, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. If you need to remember this, you can remember this one sentence. My very elegant mother just served as noodles or served as nuts, whatever. So the starting letter you can have it and you can remember all the 8 planets. Fine. You may ask me, Pluto was also planet, 9 planets initially. Yes, of course, but afterwards, the International Astronomical Union, that is IAU, in a meeting, they decided that Pluto is very small, a dwarf planet. So, we consider only 8 planets, avoiding Pluto. Understand? And one interesting information about the planets. Planets, they move in orbit, you know that. It's very elongated path. Mercury takes nearly 88 days to complete one round around the orbit because Mercury is very close to the Sun. So that orbit is very smaller in size when compared to other orbits. Hence, Mercury takes only 88 days. And Venus is considered as Earth's twin because its size and shape are very much similar. So you may get a question, Earth's twin planet. You should say Venus because of the size and shape is similar to Earth. Very interesting topic. Then we are moving on to the Earth. Very, very important because we are living in this planet Earth. It's very important to know about this planet. This is the third nearest planet to the Sun. You know Mercury, Venus, the third places for the Earth. Fine. And regarding the size, this is the fifth largest planet. Fine. Please underline that. You may get it in one word. It is slightly flattened at the poles. So bulged at the center, flattened at the poles. The shape we can call it as geoid. Geoid. Geoid means an Earth-like shape. Fine. Now here in this planet, that is Earth, the conditions are very, very suitable, favorable to support life. That's why we are living here. It is neither too hot nor too cold. Moderate climate, so easily people can live here. We have enough water, air, and everything that is very essential for life. And also we have life supporting gas oxygen in Earth. Fine. Because of these reasons, we call Earth as unique planet in the solar system. Unique means one and only, which can support life. That's why in solar system, we call Earth as the unique planet. We also call it as blue planet because it is covered by water. 2/3 of its surface is covered by water. So we also call it as blue planet. Next, we are going to discuss about the moon. Already I said in the beginning, I said our natural satellite is moon. Fine. Now we are going to study about the moon, its diameter. You see, if you draw a line at the center and if you mark the diameter, it is only 1/4 that of the earth, only 1/4 in size when you consider the full earth. But regarding the size, you have to think about the earth size and the moon size. Fine. It appears so big because it is nearer to our planet than other celestial bodies. Now other celestial bodies are far away from the earth, whereas this celestial body moon is nearer to the earth. That's why it is looking somewhat bigger. You may ask me how far it is away from the earth. It is 3,84,400 kilometer away from the earth. Now compare the distance of the earth and the sun. That is 150 million kilometer we said, right? Now earth and the moon, 3,84,400 kilometers. So compare the distance and see how far they are away from the earth. Now how many days moon takes to move around the earth? It takes about 27 days. It takes exactly the same time to complete one spin also. As a result, only one side of the moon is visible to us on the earth. Only one side we can see because 27 days it takes. Also one spinning, that is the exact days. That's why we are able to see only one side of the moon. Now living conditions in moon, no, it does not support life. It has mountains, plains, some depressions on it surface. Okay, we can see the shadows of those mountains, plateaus. That's what when we look from the earth, we can see some shadows, some shadow like things, some drawing like things you can see on the moon. It's nothing but these shadow of the mountains, plateaus, hills there in the moon. Fine. Next we are moving on to asteroids, page number 6. Now, apart from the stars, planets, and satellites, there are numerous tiny bodies that move around the sun. So far, we discussed stars at the beginning, then planets. Our solar system, we discussed all the planets, and then satellites, our natural satellite, we discussed. There are also tiny bodies that is moving around the sun. We call them as asteroids. Where they move around exactly, we should tell that they are found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. What are the planets now? Bring them in order: Mercury, Venus, Earth, fourth planet Mars, fifth planet Jupiter. So fourth and fifth planet, in between their orbit, you can see these asteroids moving around the sun. Fine. Now, scientists also found the asteroids as part of the planets which exploded many years back. What the scientists tell about these asteroids? So many years back, the planets would have bursted out. Fine. Those part of the planets, they are only revolving around the sun as asteroids. Like that, the scientists give good explanation. Next, we are moving on to meteoroids. Now, see here. What are meteoroids? Small pieces of rocks which move around the sun. I'm repeating. Small pieces of rocks, we call them as meteoroids. You should understand the difference between asteroids and meteoroids. Asteroids, they are moving in that orbit between Mars and Jupiter. Parts of planets, that's what scientists are telling. Now, meteoroids are small pieces of rocks. Fine. These meteoroids come near the earth and tend to drop upon it. Now, these meteoroids may also reach the earth during its way due to friction with the air. What happened? The meteoroids, they get heated up and they may burn. They cause some flash of light. Okay, so this meteor, when they burn completely, they falls on the earth and creates a hollow. Sometimes they may not be burnt also. Half burnt, they may reach the earth. That force may create a hollow on the earth's surface. Now, next, a very important part, we are going to study about the Milky Way. Sometimes when we see the sky at night, sometimes you can see some white glaze of light, okay, like a broadband, a white color light, clear in a clear starry night time. We can see it is nothing but cluster of millions of stars. This band, we call it as Milky Way galaxy. Fine. So, sometimes you can see this whitish broadband. Every one of us would have noticed this on the sky. So, this is the Milky Way. Fine. And then our solar system is a part of this galaxy only. So, this Milky Way galaxy only, we have the solar system. Now, Akash Ganga. It was named after Akash Ganga. A galaxy is a huge system of billions of stars and clouds of dust and gases. So, what's a galaxy made up of? You should tell me. Billions of stars, clouds of dust and gases. We call it as galaxy. We have millions of galaxies that makes up this big universe. One such galaxy is the Milky Way. Our solar system is also part of this Milky Way. Understand? So, millions of galaxies, they make up the universe. It is very, very difficult to imagine how big the universe is. Scientists are trying their level best. They are not still certain about what about this universe, galaxies. It is still a hidden truth. But one thing we can know is we all belong to this universe. We are all part of this universe. So with this lesson is over. In my next session, I'm planning to take the book back exercises and refresh and recap the important points. Thank you so much, students. Hope you enjoyed the class. You understood the lesson well. All you need to do is just subscribe to NCERT Smart Class and keep a tag on all the videos so that you can be masters of geography. Thank you so much, students. Have a good day. Bye.